ladies and gentlemen, Giato here. Today I want to do something different, right? I want to analyze my own gameplay and try to explain you guys my thought process. This is gonna be like a reacting video, but instead of a normal reacting video, I'm gonna try to explain you guys my thought process, because a lot of you guys are asking me about how to play 1v4, 1v2, 1v3, how to do that, how to do this, right? And some people are asking me about personal coaching. Well, I don't do personal coaching. The main reason is I don't think I'm good enough to coach somebody personally and take money from them. So instead of giving you guys personal coaching while charging X amount of money, I think I'm just gonna, do this video for the whole world, and maybe you guys learn something, maybe you guys don't. Keep in mind, this is the way I play. This is the way it's best for me. I'm just trying to give you guys my thoughts, okay? There are players out there, they're better than me, and I might not do everything perfectly. So this video is not here to say something like, oh, Giato is the best player, he is so much better than you should listen to him. No, I'm just talking about things that I think I did good, that I think you guys should do. So don't take this video too serious, because at the end of the day, I'm sitting here trying to help you guys. Well, let's get in the video. Well, there's a few things if you want to know when it comes to 1v4 in Arena Breakout. 1v4 or like 1vx amount of enemies, okay? There's a few things you guys have to mention. So there's one thing, it works in any game. It doesn't matter what game, okay? I don't know, some of you guys are good players, some of you guys are new players, some of you guys are pros, okay? But the majority of players know that fighting a 1v1 is easier than fighting a 2v1. But how do we fight 1v1s in a 1v4 situation? The way to do it is to isolate fights. Basically, if you have 4 enemies in front of you, keep in mind, it doesn't matter what game. It works in Valorant, Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six Siege, PUBG. It doesn't matter what game it is. You have to use the environment, the map, to position yourself a certain way to force the enemy to fight you one by one. Everybody understands that peeking into 2 people is harder to win than peeking into 1. Even though there's 4 enemies in front of you, you somehow have to isolate them in order for them to face you one by one. So instead of fighting a 1v4, you fight 4 1v1s, okay? That's called fight isolation, okay? You use the environment, you use the map to force the enemy to face you one-on-one. Another thing is, you want all information possible. Information as in how many, where are they, how heavy. Yes, how heavy is the thing. The heavier they sound, the most likely more juice they are, right? So if somebody storms like an elephant, you know he might be very heavy. Heavy as in maybe a heavy T6 rig, heavy T6 body armor, heavy T6 helmet, right? Or maybe a heavy gun. If you listen to the footsteps, you can hear the weight sometimes, depending on where you are. Some people sound like they're stomping, and some people sound like they're like walking like ducks. Isolate fighting, forcing enemies to 1v1 you, and do that 4 times, gaining as much information as you can. As a solo, you need to play smart, slow, and steady. I'm not telling you guys to red. I'm telling you guys to use the brain on the maximum capacity that you can possibly get, right? So let me try to explain. So I'm hearing a save on the right side. So I know somebody spawned on the free save or somewhere around the free save. I heard steps to my left, library side, but I've seen a few scavs. Since there are scavs, nobody is there. There could be a player on couches or deep down the hall on the left side behind the boxes, close to library corner. See how I'm taking my time to analyze the whole map? So, here's another thing. If you open a door, you don't want to stand right in front of the door and open it. It doesn't matter if the door opens inwards or outwards. You want to step a bit to the left or to the right, because doors are wall bangable. And if there's a guy in, music, he might have wall banged me when I opened the door. And if I'm standing right in front of the door, not a good idea. As a solo, I would always close any door I open. To make sure, basically, if a guy comes into music and he leaves the door open, well, I know somebody passed music, somebody might be in music. Everything like that is information. Same as with when you loot a box. As a solo, maybe just close the box again. I know it sounds like a lot, but you guys have to think deeper, yeah? Because if I see a box open, I know a player was there. Or he might be still there. Same as with a dead body. If I see a dead body on the ground, I know somebody died here. Enemy might be close, or somebody might hold the body. The chances of somebody holding the body is higher when the body isn't looted. So if you see a dead body unlooted, don't be greedy and loot it. Wait a few seconds, wait maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Listen for steps, listen for sounds. So I'm hearing footsteps on the bottom. The way to tell if it's top or bottom is, first of all, if it's on the same level as you, it sounds slightly louder. If it's below you or above you, it sounds muffled. I don't know if you guys can hear, but the steps, they sound muffled. Yeah, listen to it. Brian did a good job. Who the fuck is Brian? I don't know if you guys can hear, but it sounds really muffled. Right, so I know there's a guy below me. I know there's a guy on save because his save just got hit. There's a whole ass team below me. I hear another guy below me. Do I just drop and say what's up? So, we know one guy is on safe because I hear carpet. And on the free save on my right, there's carpet. Carpet sound. So I know he's on the safe. There's a guy right below me because I heard him jumping twice. And then there's a guy behind me on the stairs. Because there was originally a guy running from the bottom up to the stairs. So I'm expecting a guy coming up to me soon. So, 3 players, 1v3. So I went up that jump, trying to isolate one fight. Because this guy is 100% gonna try to cross to his teammates. He probably heard me jump on metal, so he's gonna swing me, probably. That's what I thought in the moment. There's 2 guys on my right. One guy is on stairs, and one guy is bottom here. So he's not on stairs yet. But Arena Breakout is a numbers game. And if there's multiple numbers on the map, they like to stick to each other. Only really good stacks split up. But most of the stacks, they stick together. And since these 2 are playing slow, I was thinking that these 2 will wait for this guy to loot the safe. Because you gotta expect him to be in the Discord call and be like, you know, wait, I'm looting safe, give me a second, right? So they're trying to split up together, again. So I was trying to catch one guy off guard, isolating a fight. Because the guy on the right is not close yet. Because if he's close, I would have hurt him. So this guy is close, so I'm gonna peek him first. So I'm gonna make a 1v1 out of him. Finish him, secure the finish. Why? I don't want him to get rest. Yeah. If you knock a guy as a solo, make sure that he doesn't stand up again. Because what's the point of fighting 4 players, knocking a guy gets up again, and then you have another 1v4. And your body armor doesn't last for 20 fights. If you're lucky, it lasts for 2. Okay, anyway. So I killed one guy. Now, I'm expecting the teammate on stairs to push. Why? Because I put pressure on one teammate. So his teammate is trying to put pressure on me. Oh, you heard that? Maybe you didn't, but I heard one tiny shuffle. One tiny shuffle. Now he's running. Now I know he's close because the step sounds a bit louder. I know he's heavy. I'm trying a quick peek, right, without aiming because, you know, it's a little bit faster. This is a left-hand peek. Yeah, keep in mind, left-hand peek, not good. I see his head right here. I see his head right here. But I'm acting like I don't see him, so I'm just keep clipping my max. And then I'm gonna turn on my flashlight and pre-fire swing him. Because left-hand peek, not good. But he's really open, so the left-hand peek is alright. If he had like an head glitch, or if he was like very close or very far to the wall, that would force me to wide swing as a left hand, I probably would have lost the fight. Alright, secured that kill, reload. I hear a guy on the bottom. I'm not running, okay? Because I don't want him to hear me. Because he is running. And when you run in Arena Breakout for yourself, it's louder for you. Like your own steps are louder than the enemy. So I'm walking to gain as much info as possible. So I know he's trying to go up spiral. So I'm gonna try to catch him off guard on spiral. It was a 2v1 and I did 1v1v1. So I forced 2 people to face me 1 by 1. And I'm gonna force the last guy to face me 1 by 1 too. So it was a whole 4-man team. There's another guy somewhere. It was a 4-man team, but we only know about 3. And they were split so much. And if people are so split, you can use that as your advantage. It's not ratting, okay? That is not ratting, boys. Essentially, in a 1v4, 1v3, 1v2, you want the enemies to face you one by one. So you saw me use the environment. You saw me use the map for my advantage. Because in a numbers game, I'm gonna lose. So I gotta lower the numbers. I gotta flip the cards, you know? The odds are against me, right? So 3v1, you do 3 1v1s. You isolate a fight, multiple fights. All right, let's skip to the next fight. So basically, I'm running around right now, trying to gain more info. I heard a stun somewhere on post, backhaul post. So I will see a guy here soon. I was the 4th guy of your team you killed, but I died in post-production from a camper. Oh. Yeah, I'm alone. I don't know who killed you. I'm solo dolo. I think there's a guy below me. Since I heard a stun, I'm expecting people somewhere around me. First floor. Yeah, see if I get a hit marker. So, the reason I'm using a GHO is it goes through walls, and if you hit somebody with the GHO, you get a small hit marker. Like a doof. Stuns are better, but GHOs work too. No hit marker. So, I see a guy right there. Huge ass backpack. Right there. Right? That's a player. I hear him running, and his first and second step sounded really heavy. So I'm expecting T6. Well, I saw another guy on the right. So my objective here is to make them push me. Because double cat is a very wide area. And if I push double cat, I have no cover. Yeah. Double cat is one of the spots where it's really easy for a 4-man, a 3-man, a 2-man to pinch down a 1-man. So I'm trying to bait them to me, you know? Because if they push me, the chance of me winning is higher than me pushing them. Because I have the better position right here. A lot of cover, I can play with music door, right? I can jump down if I want, but if I go double cat and they pinch me down from like 2 or 3 sides, the cards are a lot, no chance, okay? No chance. So right now I'm just trying to, you know, scare him. I'm just trying to put pressure on one player. Because there's another player on my left. But he is isolated because of this wall, right? And if he would have... So you gotta see, this is 2 lanes, okay? There's 2 lanes on double cat. There's one enemy on lane right, and then there's one enemy on lane left. The enemy on lane left is isolated. If the enemy on lane left goes to lane right, I would still have the better odds. Because I could fight both at the same time in one lane. Because I can use the cover for my advantage here. See how much cover I have? And I could also jump down. That's a different scenario. This works even though it's a 1v2 because I have a lot of cover. You know, I can play around and I can still somehow isolate one guy. Putting pressure on the guy on the right, forcing the enemy on the left to push. The more pressure you put on one player, the most likely the others will push you. And as a solo, your biggest advantage is that they don't know that you're a solo. So make sure to move around like you're in a big team. If they know you're alone, they will pinch you down. So after a kill, essentially you want to reposition. Don't always stay at the same spot. I hear the guy on the left, very close, creeping. Guy below me too. There's 2 guys on double cat. Would be cool if they can't push me. Because I'm not gonna win if I push them. So I'm hearing a nade close. I'm trying to hold the door. Because if he gets in music, he has the better position. Because peeking or pushing a door is very hard because the gun is so long. He's pulling a nade. After somebody pulls a nade, they always try to... So usually when you pull a nade, you know, you try to bounce a nade off a wall and hit the enemy. But players in ABI, they like to throw the nade right in front of your face if they know where you are. For some reason, they like to do that. And it's a very good strategy, but you can easily counter that, especially when you have an angle like this, right? When you have a one-way angle and he's trying to do that. You just pre-fire him. It doesn't matter what nade he has. As soon as you hear the pin pull, you know that he's under pressure because he has to let go of the nade. And if you hear him step closer to the door, you just blast it. You just spray. Shuffle to shuffle below me. Shuffle exactly below me. To my right, kinda. Always make sure to secure your kill, especially when you're alone. Like I said, you don't want him to get up again. After a kill, as a solo, take your time and breathe and re-listen for sounds. You heard that? Wood on my left. There's a guy on the stairs. I'm using the nade to block his sound. Bro, too easy, man. He died to a chest shot, so I know this team is wiped. Yeah, you guys don't want to see the looting. Alright, so basically I've skipped it, but I've used the scanner from the enemy. And I scanned a guy on back hall dressing somewhere here, right? And I naded and there was no scav scream. So I knew there's a guy somewhere behind here in this area. Because like I said, if there's a lot of bodies, people like to hold the bodies. So, since you don't have a teammate that can trade you or get your ass back up, you need to be ready for everything. You need to be very, very careful what you do. Especially when you have 6 kills, like I do. And the lobby is huge. You want to make no mistakes. So don't be greedy and loot all of your kills first. Make sure to clear everything. And if you find a beep beep, you know, that's what me and Shemi call this, beep beep. If you find that heartbeat sensor, right, use it. So I'm nading here, trying to get a, you know, a scav voice line. No scav screaming. So I know there's a player somewhere around that area. What am I scanning? Right. Let's keep moving. Just looting here. Okay, so here. So, a scav was there. Essentially, I thought I scanned the scav, but keep in mind, when I yoinked those nades, none of the scavs replied to me. Because if you yoink a nade, the scavs will guarantee talk back to you, right? Since nobody was talking, I know there's still a guy somewhere. So, I was looting as bait, because people like to play off sound, holding bodies, and when they hear the shuffle of looting, they do the move. I'm pretty sure I'm looting here soon, before killing him. Or maybe I already did. Oh no, I'm okay. I'm baiting with my search kit. Right, so this is pretty much the end of the video because on the last kill I died. But this is the thing, right? Playing 1v4 solo on any map is a good way to improve, but don't expect to win always. Don't expect to always wipe the lobby, yeah? Look, I have 7 kills and I've killed how many T6? 6 T6 players, right? So I should have just looted and leave. But there was a guy waiting for me somewhere and then he killed me. So I hope this video was informational for you guys and I was able to help you guys, you know, find your own playstyle. Keep in mind, this is not me trying to say that I'm better than you. I'm sitting here to help you guys, to give you guys what I've learned in the past few years of gaming, okay? I'm not the best player. I don't know everything. So please don't be in the comments, yeah, this is wrong, this is false, and this is correct, no. You know, just don't make Don't take somebody's good intentions and turn it into bad intentions. Because I'm not here to make you guys or show you guys that I'm so much better than you guys. I'm here because I want you guys to become as good as me or better than me, because that's what we're here for, right? But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure to join the Discord and ask me questions if you guys need help. And thank you so much. Much appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next stream. Peace out.